Well, hiya all. I've been getting a lot of requests from my fans about doing a gardening video. Well, it may surprise some of you because so many of you assume that I'm a city slicker. Believe it or not, I'm just a southern gal. And many of you think that I wouldn't know anything about gardening because you think I was born to privilege. Well, nothing could be further from the truth because most of my childhood I didn't even have a nanny. Well, when it comes to gardening, if you Google on the interwebs, one of the first things you'll see is gardening can be very messy. So you want to be sure to wear your gloves, and you'll also need to get a hoe. I figured this outfit would do just fine, don't you? Um, what's this?
It's a hoe.
Oh, I knew that. This is a hoe. This is a tool that we use to prepare the soil for planting. So let's just take our hoe. What we'll do is we'll get the soil ready to plant. This is really a lot simpler than it looks. Now, a lot of you people probably think you need to go to some fancy store like Home Depot or Lowe's to get plants. You don't have to do that. Most of the plants that you need, you can find from your home kitchen. So let's get started. One thing I didn't tell you is I was very fortunate to get a spaghetti tree. They're very rare, and something tells me this is going to be a bumper crop of spaghetti this year. Okay, back to planting. One of the basic staples of gardening is potatoes. You have to have potatoes if you're going to have a garden. So I just go to the kitchen, and this is Crochet brand. Oh, Idaho or any other kind is just as good. So just plant a few potatoes there. And I love fresh eggplant, maybe eggplant parmesan or even just grilled eggplant. So take your eggs and we'll just put that in there as well. And there. When it comes to gardening, fresh salad, spaghetti sauce, you need fresh peppers. So I like to I use McCormick brand, and we'll plant some peppers over here. Okay. Now, I'm from the South, and in the South, onions are a staple in any dish that you prepare. So you can get some onion salt from your grocery store, and we'll plant some of that. There, that's good. And also, what is a garden without fresh tomatoes? I like the Heinz version of tomatoes best. So we'll just go and get some Heinz tomatoes and get those planted. There we go. And since we're going to have spaghetti later, we've got fresh tomatoes and onions and everything for fresh spaghetti sauce. We need a little bottle of vino to go with it. So let's get some grapes. We'll plant these right over here. Very good.
I thought that's where the mashed potatoes were.
It's a big garden. They're cross-pollinating, I think. Anyway, many of you probably use Miracle Grow. You don't need that. This stuff's better. So, just take a little bit. That's all you'll need to get this growing really good for us. Great. And get some in our spaghetti tree. There we go. And another good gardening tip is it's very important to stay hydrated when you're gardening in the hot weather. So let's take a little bit for us. I just know this is going to be a bumper harvest this year. I can just feel it. I just also want to tell you a little bit about my high school years because many of you didn't know that I was a horticulture major and I made straight A's all 4 years of horticulture when I was in high school. Also, you probably assumed that my classmates loved me when I was in high school. Well, they did. My senior year, they had the superlatives where you're voted most likely to succeed or prettiest or something like that. Well, I was voted most likely to succeed. Well, not exactly. I was kind of voted girl most likely, but I think that's what they meant. Also, speaking of classmates, I want this video to be dedicated to my friend April, who's having hip replacement surgery. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but if my hips had as much use as hers has had over the years, I think I need to replace them too. But I digress because I would rather step on my lips than talk about somebody. Okay, let's see how our gardening is doing now. Look, I think it's time for some spaghetti. Thanks for gardening with Aunt Jaime. We'll see you soon.